A winter storm watch still remains in effect through today and continues as we'll see it through 5 p.m. Monday in that pink shade. We'll also expect to see a lot of that heavy snow above 3,000 feet. That'll bring in anywhere from 1 to 3 feet of snow, and locally we could see as much as 5 feet of snow at some of the higher peaks there in the passes. Could see 60 to 80 inches of snow, especially for areas like Carson Pass. Now, we are expecting to see that snowfall continue at least through Monday night and possibly into early Tuesday morning. Now, let's take a closer look here. This is potential for an avalanche. We're looking at an avalanche watch in effect between Yuba Pass all the way down to about Ebbets Pass. This heavy snow here could be triggered by windfall that could cause an avalanche. Very dangerous for those areas of Greater Lake Tahoe until 7 a.m. on Monday. All right, let's talk about this. This is the definition of an avalanche, just snow moving down a mountain basically at a high rate of speed. Now, 3 things we need to know that could happen with this avalanche is we're looking at unstable snow. A lot of the snow moving in is a mixture here with warmer temperatures. So we haven't been seeing snow temperatures here with the Sierra anywhere in those 20s. We're really looking at highs in those mid to low 30s. So a lot of instability when it comes to wet snow. And then, of course, you need that slope it can slide down on and the trigger. The trigger in this case would be the wind. Other times a trigger can be the heat, could be a warm up, and then you could see the slide also occurring there. An earthquake could be also another trigger. In this case, we are looking at the wind as the trigger. So let's talk about the wind here. Wind speeds picking up anywhere from about 15 to 20 miles per hour through and around Tahoe. Some of the highest peaks, though, could see wind even 80 to 100 miles per hour. I know we saw some very strong winds just over about a month and a half ago into January, where some of those strong winds were peaking out over 200 miles per hour. That was picking up at one of the stations. Of course, that was taking time to get verified, but they said, you know what, that very well could have been a real number that came in off one of those stations. But some of these very tall mountains here are picking up some very strong wind speeds, and that's also that big concern for avalanche. All right, we're looking at temperatures for the valley here. It's going to be rather cool, much cooler than we saw in the week. We're talking temperatures in the mid 50s, but also the winds are going to contribute to even colder feeling temperatures. So when you're looking at winds anywhere from 15 to 20 miles per hour in the valley, it's going to feel a lot colder than those mid 50s. We're going to start feeling temperatures closer to even those low 50s to even mid 40s for some spots when you're getting some of that chill factor in place. Now, things start to calm down as we get to Monday night, 11 p.m., especially for the Sierra. But this is all due to a upper level cold core low that moved in from the Pacific Northwest. It did its fair share of dumping snow into areas right around Seattle and Portland, and then, of course, for their Cascade range there. Now, moving into Northern California, we're looking at snowfall even in and around I-5 from the coastal range area toward the border into Shasta, and then more rainfall for the valley spots. We'll see the coastal range snow continuing today, and then more Sierra snowfall before that low pressure heads its way south into Southern California by Monday. We will expect to see more southerly moisture being pulled into the low pressure system due to the fact that it's really drawing in with the rotation here from the south. It's bringing in a lot more instability. So now you're getting southerly warmer air moving in with that upper level cold core. The breakup of the clouds here with some of that instability happening is going to trigger some also thunderstorm chances later on this afternoon. Those thunderstorm chances could lead to higher rain totals, but at this point, if we're only relying on just this moisture, it looks like we're only going to see anywhere from 1/10 to about 1/3 of an inch of rainfall today. Some spots could see as much as 1/2 inch near Stockton and Modesto, but with the thunderstorm chances, that's an isolated thunderstorm that could dump even as much as 1/4 inch of rain in some spots. So that'll add to rain totals if we do see thunderstorms. Now, for the Sierra, snowfall continuing today, that's going to be really adding up to what we saw yesterday in terms of snowfall. A couple inches for some spots, or excuse me, a couple feet for some spots, now adding up to even an additional couple feet for the Sierra later on through Monday. All right, so just yesterday we saw rain totals right around 1/10 of an inch. We're looking at Marysville, 0.42, about 1/3 of an inch in Fairfield, Auburn reaching a 1/2 inch mark. Placerville not triggering or showing up here, but we will see about 1/10 of an inch here. Now more in Modesto, looking at that 1/10 inch mark. 1/2 an inch of rainfall already for Sonora. Now we will see more rain on the way with all this rainfall pushing through. Take a look at this as we start to see more rain moving through for the day ahead. That'll also lead to more snowfall, especially further south as that system's also moving its way south. Things begin to clear up again once again again as we move into Monday. All right, let's talk about these rain totals, future rain totals, I should say. Sacramento, it doesn't look like we're going to get much more rain. We look at about 1/10 of an inch possible, but of course, thunderstorm chances, a possibility could lead to higher rain totals. 1/3 of an inch in Rio Vista, 1/2 inch Pleasanton, Stockton, and Tracy looking at about a 1/2 inch mark of rain to come. And Grass Valley, 1/3 of an inch, Auburn, 1/4 inch, and Placerville looking at that 1/3 of an inch, just a little more than 1/3 of an inch mark there in additional rain to come. Okay, so when we're talking snowfall now, 2,000 to 4,000 feet, we do expect some of the passes to accumulate more of the snow. Of course, that led to closures of the passes just last night, overnight hours, now reopening today, of course, needing chains to get through there, and a lot of spinouts yesterday over the passes, especially Donner and Echo looking at 36 to 48 inches as we start moving through Monday night. 60 to 80 inches expected for Carson. Now, temperature-wise, we'll be right around these mid-50s for the next couple of days. Before we get to the Wednesday here with sunshine, we'll get back into the 60s, at least low 60s, before seeing more rain and shower chances that are set to arrive by the following weekend.